TheAbstract. We hope to kind of mention some stuff that was on the manual that got released this month on finding joy. So if you have any questions around anything relating to happiness, joy, or life satisfaction, it's a perfect place to start. What does your process look like for finding joy?
It involves just like checking in with myself and asking what I need at that moment, because it would change from moment to moment, right? Like, what would bring me joy? What do I want to do right now? What do I want to eat? What snack is next? No, but or like, do I even need snacks? Does that really bring me joy, or will it make me full and bloaty? So my process is just checking in. Yeah. What's your process like for finding joy?
Similar to yours in the check-in portion, like trying to see what at least is around me that might be just something that seems interesting at the time. And then it depends too on how much energy I personally have in that moment. Since I am not lazy, but like I'm open to doing nothing.
You like lounging.
Right, yeah.
Like lounging brings you joy.
Exactly. Like if I was truly an animal, I'd probably be a sloth.
I think I'd actually just be a lion. I'd be like a cat.
Yeah, lions sleep
Definitely
20 hours.
a cat,
Sloth is like they're still asleep when they're awake type of shit because they move so slow and they don't really do much anyway. But yeah, so sometimes even that for me, like I could personally just sit down and stare at the ceiling, and that's like enough. My brain is just very appreciative of the moment, being able to not have to be on the go, essentially. But two, it's finding small details that I hadn't noticed in the surroundings at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I guess that is one of my joys, and that can result in me not doing something else where I just end up sitting there. But that's
tangents in your brain.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like mindfulness, but it's almost like
kind of
to an extent, because I'm not being super present, because I might get lost in my head. So I turned it so introspectively. It's like if someone were talking to me, I'd not be aware.
That's what my mindfulness looks like, I guess, sometimes. It's just like going down the labyrinth of ooh, like in my head.
It's like a slide.
Yeah. I've always been an advocate for keeping a list of enjoyments, an ongoing list that you can just keep adding to, so you don't have to think so hard about it every time.
It's kind of like your CV, but with all the things that you find satisfying.
I put a lot of value in practicing silliness, so it kind of comes second nature to me at this point. But something that isn't talked about in the manual was finding gratitude, or like using gratitude as a way to get to that point of perspective where something could be seen as silly or giggle worthy. Or something that makes you happy, even.
Giggle worthy.
You know?
This is not giggle worthy.
No. And then you get to just sit there and be like, I think we were talking about this the other day with like experiencing joy when you go to certain places where people are mirroring the same kind of like energy and frequency that you want to be on. So it's like, for example, I would always be supercharged when I would come back to the Bay and go to Oakland, and any kind of event that I would normally go to would be always surrounded by like just positive energy and people who were mirroring the same kind of wavelength I was trying to be on, so that would charge me. And I feel like that in and of itself, just being around like minds, is very healing. Goals.
Having goals, that right there is heavily aligned with being able to find more satisfaction with your life and being able to tap into happiness. When you don't have any goals at all, it can make you feel like there's no reason.
But goals that are you, like your goals.
Yeah, your
not
goals.
Like someone else is your goal.
Because I hear my parents' goals in the back of my head, and that forces me to have these high-ass standards that honestly stress me out most of the time. But then when this one here reminds me about my goals I have for myself, it's like, well, yeah, it's progress. We're getting
Yeah,
there.
like you're achieving your goals.
Right, like I have my
You're doing
master's.
great.
But then my parents are like, so when are you going to get your doctorate? And it's like, nigga, that's hard. First off, I've been to school for almost what feels like 20 years. You want me to go back to school for another damn near decade? Like, no. Some people take 15 years to get their PhD. Like, that's not...
Recognizing your individual goals.
And one of them goals is I ain't got time for all that shit. Okay.
And once you relieve yourself of other people's goals,
You feel that freedom. You feel good. Because it's not like it's mandatory to know what brings you joy, but it can definitely make your life, it makes you feel like you have more control over your life and yourself, because you have things to tap into and things to not tap into, essentially. Like, oh, I'm stressed out, but I got 10 minutes. Let me boom, bada, boom, 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 type deal. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Really appreciate it, as always.
Yes, very much so. Thanks for watching us goof around. Good night. Good night.
I'm not about to do that.